Hey guys, Chris from NCG here, and we're here at the KeyCon events with Luke Smythe. We decided to play something very interesting today, Luke. What did you play?
Played Nekroz.
Nekroz, back in 2016. What was your overall record?
I went 3-1-1 in the Swiss and then lost in the quarterfinals just there. I played like pretty much entirely Monarchs throughout the day.
Wow.
It was like, I started on something ridiculous and then it was straight Monarch matchups and then a Cosmo in the last round, which I drew with. And then lost to Monarch in the top 8, unfortunately. On time, no less. Sometimes you can't find a second kaiju to save your life.
You want to go for the main deck then?
Yeah, sure. It's reasonably standard. It's pretty much the same thing as the deck that Botang played at a US regional a while ago. It's difficult to make decks at like 4 in the morning before an event starts. Let's do the Nekroz line first. We're on 3 Clausulus and 3 Valkyries. So with no Brionac and Unicorn anymore, they're both at 1. Clausulus becomes the centre of your engine. Clausulus with 8, either this or one of the 2 Trishulas, is how you're going to perform your Kaleidoscope play. Yeah. You send either a level 11 or a level 12 to summon these guys or these guys respectively. So you need to have your 3 Clausulus. You probably cut to 2 Valkyries, but you need to make sure that you keep your high level monsters high end, and this guy helps you win on time, which you go to an awful lot because you're trying to win against actually good decks. And then you've got your 1 Unicorn and your 1 Brionac. You try not to waste these, but they are pretty much like the only 2 good cards left in your deck, so you have to use them at some point. Played the 1 Dance Princess. It was okay. Sometimes it's there to make sure you get a second use out of Brionac and Unicorn. You've got to banish Brionac an awful lot to use your extra mirror. So you need this to get back to 1 Brionac so you continue searching for Valkyries and Clausulus. It's much more difficult to get back Unicorn. Usually the idea is that you tribute this to Valk, but that means that you have to have the Dance Princess in hand and might be able to summon Valkyries, which is pretty specific since you're usually using Brionac to find 1/2 of this combo anyway. Mirrors. 3 Kaleidoscope. This combos with your Clausulus and your guys. 2 Mirror. Primarily used for summoning Trishula. Though I did bring out Valkyries once today by tributing Dance Princess and banishing Unicorn, and then using the Dance Princess to get back the banished Brionac, which is an okay interaction, I guess. And then 1 Cycle, which is terrible to play. There just aren't enough tributes to play this card, and you can never. It's pretty much impossible to use it to bring back Trishula because you need to have like Dance Princess, Clausulus, Max C, or something ridiculous like that, and it's just never ever worth it. You always summon Trishula using one of these. That's the primary Nekroz engine, just don't play this. I don't know when I'm replacing it. So the other thing we play is Kaijus. To get rid of Dark Destroyers and Monarchs and things like that. So we're on 2 of the Sea Turtle Dude and 1 Dagorum. Play these to the lakes, you can make your rank 8s out of these with Valkyries, and then you've got Thunder King, who's the really big one, who you can make level rank 9s out with Trisha if you like. The idea is that you have 2 big guys and 2 small guys, so that when you play your 2 interrupted Kaiju slumbers, you can get 1 big guy and 1 small guy. I should really have played a 3rd one of these. I missed out on seeing this an awful lot. Today I was always draw like 1 Kaiju, and then 1 Kaiju doesn't really do a great deal. You want the second one so you can come up with your play at the moment. I should probably play the 3rd one. I played the Raigeki in the main board instead. And then sometimes you get the odd times where you draw this and Kaiju Slumber and can't do anything. You lose. But it's terrible. This is reasonably standard. You can't not do these. You can't not play these. These are the best cards. It's really sad whenever you don't draw one of these because it means that you're really restricted in what you're able to do, basically. You don't make rank 4s as often as you used to because you can't put your 1 Unicorn into the field quite as often. And then the rest of it's sort of random. So if you play 3 Maxis, the idea of this deck is that it always goes second. It does pretty much nothing at all going first. It just wastes your mirrors and your resources and your Valkyries and your very, very few ritual summons and extra space. So you always choose to play second, which is great because everyone else wants to go first. So this guy is a good, this guy responds to brilliant fusions and Cosmo plays. I had spectacularly bad luck with him today. I always drew him when my opponent didn't special summon, and then never had him when they played brilliant fusion. It was super upsetting, but that doesn't mean that it's not great to play him. 3 Twin Twister. This is a little bit more iffy. I thought there was going to be more back row in the room, and then I played just like constant Monarchs and something else all day. This just does. You just don't care about domain. It does nothing. All you guys come from that. I mean, sometimes you want to make like maybe Daigusto Emerald, But if you really need to, you've got Trishula to banish that thing. You've got... You can get rid of it reasonably easily.
Yeah.
It's not so difficult. Everything else is a one-off. The one Rayeki, this wins a lot of games. It's like the saviour in times of need. The one instant fusion to make your Daigusto Emerald, your Castel, your Dire Wolf. The one Upstar Goblin, the one Rota to get many Clauselesses because this is super important, and the one Preparation of Rites that I really wish I'd see more often.
Yeah.
I think I played this like twice, 3 times today, and on 2 of those occasions it was literally just reinforcement of the army. It got exactly Clauseless and then we were done. Yeah. Which is not particularly good for it.
Any changes to the main deck?
Like I say, I need the 3rd Kaiju Slumber. I don't know about these Twin Twisters. I really miss not having like an Exa or a target, maybe a Catastor, or like Great Sorcerer. Like I always find like the Exa is super helpful in this matchup because it gives your mirrors a use other than just summoning Trishula, because you can play your mirror and you can banish Clauseless from the graveyard and tribute Exa, and that lets you put Valkyries into play, and you can use your search to get Catastor off an Exa to bring back Exa and sacrifice it again, and you know, go off. And it also lets you reuse your one Dance Princess, which again is super duper important. Multiple times, in fact, if you banish the Exa, you can something this that way. So I think I'd probably drop the... I don't really like these cards. I think I'd probably drop these for like a 3rd Kaiju Slumber, an Exa, and a Catasta. Then I think I quite like the deck where it is, but if I ever decide to play it again, you never know. Yeah, main board. Let's just throw that away over there. Yeah, okay. It's in a pile now. Sideboard was completely wrong for the event. I expected more Cliffort decks and more Burning Abyss, and I didn't play any of those. So sideboard is spectacularly centered on those decks, and I didn't do very well with it regardless. So first of all, there's a brilliant fusion engine going on in here. For the matchups where the Kaiju engine isn't particularly good, you board into these instead of the Kaijus. There's 3 Denko Sekka for the Cliffort decks, and any Burning Abyss decks are playing massive amounts of back row, and you back that up with the 3 copies of Full House, which deal with all the floodgates and the set back row if you need them to as well. You play the 3 Twin Twisters in the main board, but 2 for 2, like 1 for 1 with your opponent's back row isn't particularly how you win against the Dakota Demise decks. So this comes in for those, and Denko comes in for the Max C's basically, because those are trash in that matchup as well. I played 3 Xyz Universe for the Burning Abyss matchup primarily, and to turn Dante's into Diamond, and you can also turn Dante and Beatrice into Enter Blasphemy, and mimic your Trishula effect if you need to. I didn't play any Burning Abyss, so this just sat in the extra deck all day, just sat in the side deck all day, and I played 2 Drowning Mirror Force because I only own 2. This is probably the best card in the sideboard.
Yeah, because you have no board.
Like your opponent, people tend to ignore Nekroz back row an awful lot because they're always set mirrors. They focus on the Valkyries coming from the hand, so they play the one card that can get the Valkyries, like their I don't know, whatever card they got to get Valkyries.
They don't use these cards in that table.
So yeah, they expect you to play Valkyries and they play around that, and then once you Valkyries and they stop it, then you flip Drowning Mirror Force and ruin their day and send all the monsters away. I wish I had a 3rd one of these to play. It would have been better in place of pretty much anything. If I played Fairy Wind instead of these, that would have been a better idea as well. That can hit Return of the Monarchs and
so have another.
Return of the Monarchs and brilliant fusions and things like that, while still being kind of okay against the Cliffort decks. So yeah, it wasn't a particularly effective sideboard, I have to say. I'm really bad at building sideboards. I never get them right. I always guess the better run.
On to the extra deck.
Extra deck. These guys are pretty obvious for the 1 instant fusion, the brilliant fusions in the side deck. Kaleidoscope hits. You got the 1 Herald, the 1 Star Eater, and the 1 generic rank level 12 Synchro Monster. I opened too many of these from boosters, so that's why it's getting played. Over Quasar Dragon or whatever. You don't usually make more than 1 Clauseless and Trishula and 1 Valkyrist Clauseless Kaleidoscope play per game, so you don't use any of these. And you've got your where is it? The 1 Daigusto Emerald to put on back if you really need to as well. Your other rank 4s, you got your Dire Wolf, Twin Dwellers, because everything's Dwellers good against everything, and then Castel is your rank 4s. I actually wish that I played like a Heartland Draco today. It would have won so many games where I went to time. But the Nekroz deck, now that you don't have the the returnability of all the resources. It's really good at getting your opponent to like 2,000 life points, and then you just can't get past there.
Yeah.
So if I'd played like, I don't know, Dark Rebellion Xyz Dragon, or like Heartland Draker, or even like Cowboy might have done it. Just a way to force damage through on a board stall, and that would have put me in a much better position later on in the day. I played way too many like high level things. I ignore this completely. This should have been. The idea was that you could make this out of like a rank 5 and a rank 6, or a rank 5 and a rank 5 with Xyz Universe, but it's another monster, so you can't even do that.
Oh, right.
Yeah, you can't make that.
Ignore that.
I just don't have the space. This should be one of the rank 4s I didn't want.
Yeah.
I didn't play. And then I played these guys as rank 8s, so you can make them off Valkyris and a Kaiju, basically. I didn't make either of these during the entire day. This is just really shit against Monarchs. I just couldn't get the two guys together in order to make this. And then I played the one diamond for Xyz Universe for Burning Abyss, and the one Phantom Fortress End of Lathmir, which you make out of Thunder King and Trishula to trish them again afterwards.
Crushed.
Yeah, so you can take the ball with Trishula, and then with your Lightning Strike Kaiju, attack for 6,000 damage. If you've got a Senju, that's 7/6. Like I said, this thing's really good at getting to like 1,500 or 2,000 or less life points, and not finishing. Then you make this, and you can take a card in the field, or like a Prime Monarch, or a Pantheism, maybe even a Monarch in the hand, to just stop them from doing anything in game 2. Like I did this, I actually did like the whole Trishula take away. Like you focus on taking the Monarchs because they can always put more Primes and more Pantheisms in the graveyard, so you focus on taking away like a Monarch on the field, a Monarch in the graveyard, and try and hit a Monarch that's left over in the hand, and then try and run them out of Monarchs rather than running them out of spells and traps. Unfortunately, every time I did this, my opponents immediately drew a Monarch off the top of the deck. In fact, there was a time when I trished and then made this and took three Monarchs off these cards in total, and then Drowning Mirror Force 3 Monarchs, and then my opponent immediately drew a Monarch.
Wow.
Like, it's one of those things, right? It happens. So yeah, that's the extra deck. It was an interesting day.
Yeah.
I have never been reliant on the card coming off the top of my deck so many times in a single tournament.
Oh wow.
It has been like this deck makes you ask the question, what can I draw?
Yeah.
An awful lot. You have to play towards your outs an awful lot more than you usually would.
Yeah.
And I am super tired now for having played it all day.
Well, thank you very much for the video. Stretching the casual muscles.
Look at all these chumps playing real decks.
NCG signing out. Thank you.